All right, so here's our notes. This is going to be page 32 in our notebooks. This is evaluating function notation. So we have f of x equals y. This x right here is going to represent the x number, okay? Now, when we have an x number, that means that we either go up or down to our graph line. This y represents our y number, which means we either go left or right to our graph line. So today what we're doing is the same thing as we did yesterday, but we're using function notations in a graph, not just a table in a graph. So we can evaluate, aka find that x or y value using graphs. Okay, so first we got to determine if we are given an x or y value. Then we have to find that x or y value on its axis. So if it's an x number, we go on the x-axis. If it's a y number, we go on the y-axis. We go directly up, down, left, or right. Now remember, up and down, you go up or down if you're given an x value. You go left or right if you're given a y value. Okay? Now you got to determine what is the other axis's number. That's all you got to do. But got to remember this note here. F of x does not mean f times x. It means the function of x, f of x. Now, f of 3. This 3 is an x, so that means we got to find the y value when x is 3. In other words, this means we're going to find 3 on the x-axis. Then we're going to use the graph to find the y-axis number. Okay, that 3 inside the parentheses, that's the x value. But if we have f of x equals 3, this 3 is a y. So that means we got to find the x value when y is 3. In other words, we're going to find 3 on the y-axis and use the graph to figure out the x-axis number. So let's do some examples. So we have a graph here. I'm going to do these 4 and these 4 with you. You do the rest. So this first one is an x value. So f of 6 equals something. So that 6 we're going to look for on the x-axis, and here it is. Here's the graph. I go up. It's right there. Easy peasy. To figure out the y, I go towards that y-axis, and that number right there is a 0. Looking at the next one, this 3 is an x value. So I look at that x-axis for 3, and here it is. Go to the graph, up or down. There it is, right there. It's right on that x-axis. So that y value is also 0. Okay? Let's make a little note. X, go up or down. Y, go left or right. Let's look at the next one, -7. -7 is an x. So that means we go up or down. So let's find that -7. Here it is. To get to my blue graphed line, I have to go up. And I hit it right here. That y value is 5. Last example I'm going to do with you. 5 is an x value, so that means we go up or down. So find 5 on the x-axis. Here it is. Go up to my graph, hit that line. What's that y value? It's 1. And we're done. All right, looking at the next one here. Number 10. This 6 is a y value because it's equal to 6. It's not inside the parentheses. So that means I got to go left or right. So finding my 6 on the y-axis, here it is. My graph line is to the left, so I'm going to hit it. That first number is a -2. But we got to be careful. 6 hits it again right here, and that number is a -6. So you got to be careful. Check yourself. Make sure there's only going to be one or maybe more. So double check. All right, looking at the next one. We got 3. And that's a y value. So that means we're going to find 3 on the y-axis, go left or right towards the graph. So here's 3. The graph is to the right. Here it is. Drop down. Right in the middle, in between 0 and 1, is a 0.5. Ooh, ugly decimals. We can do this, though. Okay, next up, we're going to do 8. 8 is a y. So I find 8 on my y-axis, and I'm going to go left or right to the graph. Here's 8. Go left, because that's where it's at. Here's the graph. I hit it. What is that x value? 'Tis a -4. Looking at the next one. We got 5 for the y value. Looking at that 5. The graph is to the right, because we got to go left or right. To the right, we hit it here, and that's a -1. But we hit it again right here at -7. So it's -1 and -7. Okay, so here are the rest of the answers. Check your work, see where you're at. I put dots everywhere that all of these answers occurred. I don't have enough colors to make it all match pretty. But check it. If you're absent, make sure you turn this in. If you got questions while you're absent and you copy this video, ask me. I'll see you next time.